Join me as we dive into the world of pizza ovens. We'll explore different types of pizza ovens and their versatility beyond pizza. Today we're going to be meeting our guest. His name's Alf. Alf contacted me about 4 years ago when he had trouble with his pizza oven. And since then, he's been mastering his pizza skills. He's got a fancy dough he wants to show off. So welcome to the Pizza Oven Show. My name's Roberto, and we're going to go and meet Alf and his family and friends. And we're also going to explore different recipes from different cultures all over the world as we go through the series. So let's get inside and meet Alf. Alf.
Roberto!
Hey, good to see you. How are you?
Good.
It's been a while, mate. It's been a few years.
It's been a while, yeah.
You haven't been working all right?
It's been fantastic. It's been really good. It's holding its temperature, and we haven't had any trouble with it since. It's been really good.
And I hear you've got a fantastic dough recipe.
I do. I've been working on that as well, and I've been perfecting the dough recipe. So
you want to tell us quickly? You want to tell us quickly about the recipe?
Yeah, sure. So, in order to get 10 balls, we start off with a litre of warm water. I put some honey and 5 grams of honey, 5 grams of dry yeast, and I put the honey in first so that it activates the yeast. I've worked out that if I put the yeast in first, the honey doesn't work as effectively. So I put the honey in first, mix that through, and then I put a kilo of flour and let that mix through, and it becomes like a slurry, almost like a pancake mix, right?
Right. You do that what, in the morning?
In the morning.
Same day?
Same day. So for example, I did this morning at about 9:30, and I let it sit for about an hour, like a pancake mix, like a slurry, and it just sits and rises slowly. After that, I then add another half a kilo of flour with 35 grams of salt and 50 grams of olive oil. Mix that through. Once that's mixed, I hand knead it and leave it as one big ball, put a bit of olive oil over the top and let that rest for another hour. Leave that.
On the bench, room temperature.
On the bench, room temperature, covered with Glad wrap and a tea towel over the top. After that hour, I pull the Glad wrap off, cut it into 250 gram sections, roll the balls, and this is the result of a rolled ball, and I let that sit there for 3, 4, 6 hours. So that's been sitting there for about 6 hours, and it's risen quite nicely.
Well, that's quite impressive. That looks like a dough ball that's ready to make.
Yep.
And for anybody watching, I get a lot of requests about same day dough recipes, because normally good dough recipes take 24, 48, 72 hours. So a 6 hour dough recipe. Yep. I'm very interested in seeing what this comes out like.
Great. Well, what I find is if I let it go too long, if I let it go for 8 or 10 hours, it flattens off and it doesn't have as much life. Okay. So 4 to 6 hours is that sweet spot.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about the oven. Tell me what happened to your beloved pizza oven. Tell me what got you into pizza ovens. Why did you buy one to start with?
It's a family tradition. We've always loved food. We're always around food and wine, and that's just what we do. So I bought it when we renovated the house. I put a pizza oven in, and foolishly, I lit the pizza oven after it rained. So the whole external section of the oven was wet. Lit the fire. As soon as I lit the fire, I heard this massive explosion, and it cracked. Okay. So I was umming and ahhing about throwing it away and buying a new one, and that's when I found you on YouTube and asked you to come along, and you fixed it for me.
Well, interestingly, with refractory type pizza ovens, if they get wet and yet they get hairline cracks and water gets into that, and then they sit there for months over winter, and then you come in and you light a big fire in there, what happens is the water that's trapped inside the refractory material, the concrete material, turns to steam. Steam wants to get out quickly, and the bigger the fire and the more steam, this steam wants to shoot out. And steam's pretty powerful because it does run trains, you know.
It does.
And what happens is this steam wants to get out, finds a little hole and just cracks your ovens. So if you've got a refractory oven at home, the best thing is to fire it up every month to just keep it dry, don't let that moisture build up inside the oven. So yeah, we came out, we stripped it right back, and we might put some pictures of this rebuild in this video where we stripped it back and made it better. We made it stronger, we insulated it. There was no insulation in this oven to start with. It's still, I'm sorry to say, not the best design. So when we talk about a design of a pizza oven, this particular oven, we can't keep the heat inside it, which is, how long does it take you to get ready for pizza?
Oh, at least 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Modern day ovens, they can heat up in up to 45 minutes, be it wood or gas. Within 45 minutes, we've got a floor temperature of 400 Celsius. So with this design, because even if we did close the door on this oven, the flue is on the inside of the oven, which means the flames are still going up the flue and you're losing heat. Most ovens, we try to close the door and the flue's on the outside of the oven, you can retain heat. That being said, any pizza oven's a good pizza oven, especially if it brings joy, happiness, family and friends together.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. For us, it's all about family and getting people around and having a glass of wine or a beer. And
magnificent. You can't ask for more than that.
That's all it's all about.
All right, Alf, that's great to know. I believe you've got some family and friends coming over to share some pizza with us.
Absolutely.
And I'm really interested to see how this dough turned out.
Yep.
And if you can make us, please, your signature pizza.
Sure, love to.
Your favourite pizza.
I'd love to.
Okay.
Be great.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, thanks, Roberto. Thank you. So, Roberto, you often say to use San Marzano tomatoes, right?
I do.
I've got to say, I don't like that. We make our own, being from an Italian family, we make our own homemade passata. And
well, I can't argue with that.
We always use homemade passata. We never use any tin stuff. And I reckon that's what gives the flavour to the pizza. You can just have a straight margarita and the thing tastes good.
I would never argue with that. Anything you're going to make at home, fresh, beats anything that's in a can.
Absolutely right.
But if you don't grow them yourself and make it fresh, San Marzano tomatoes, although they are 4 times the price of any other tomato, is a magnificent tomato for your pizza. So what are you creating here, Alf?
All right, so this is just a very simple base. What I do is I just put some fresh tomato, which I've pre-salted and put a little bit of basil on, and some mozzarella cheese on the base. And what I do is I cook that off. I do put a little bit of fior di latte on there just to give it a little bit of flavour. I do like fior di latte, and I like to do it just roughly.
How often would you cook pizza for the family?
Oh, look, in summer, maybe once a week,
Wow.
every couple of weeks. In winter, not as much.
Do you still buy pizza?
To be honest, we haven't ordered a pizza from a pizza shop in ages.
Very
I'd rather make it myself. All right,
Excellent.
so that's...
You're going to check your floor temperature or anything before you start?
Yeah, we can. I've got a little probe here thing that we can use. So that's sitting at 363 degrees.
Is that what you cook at?
I like it sort of anything above 350 is good for me, but I like a bit of flame.
A little bit of flame?
Yeah, so
a huge rolling flame or just a bit of flame?
No, as long as it's got flame.
Yep.
If the fire has subsided and there's not much flame, you don't get much of a pizza. So the flame actually gives the pizza more character.
So it was interesting what Alf said, that he cooks on about, the floor temperature is around about 360 degrees Celsius, and he has a bit of a flame. So I'm guessing this pizza will take about 2.5 to 3 minutes to come out. Would I be right in saying so, Alf?
Yep.
Thank you. Whereas if we're cooking a traditional Neapolitan style pizza, we try to get our floor up to about 400 Celsius, maybe 410 Celsius, and we have a huge flame. So the difference is 90 seconds to 2 to 3 minutes. Both are good, different styles, different types. I better let Alf in here because this pizza's going to burn. Smells incredible, Alf.
Thanks, Roberto. All right. I only ever use San Daniele prosciutto because I reckon San Daniele prosciutto is the best prosciutto to have. Prosciutto.
Put a little slice, a little piece on each slice. That's why you cut it first.
Yeah.
Which is another good idea, because if you put the prosciutto on first and then cut it, the prosciutto sticks to the cutting wheel and prosciutto goes flying everywhere.
All right, so that's my signature pizza, Roberto.
Looks fantastic. Do we get a taste test?
Absolutely.
Let's try it.
Actually, I think I can hear the doorbell. We might have some guests arrive.
Oh, we better hurry before they do get here then.
Well, how about you have one
Have a
first?
try. Thank you very much. Been looking forward to this moment since I came last. You going to have some with me?
Yep, absolutely.
Salud.
Cheers.
Salud.
Cheers.
That dough is so soft, crunchy. The creaminess from that fiore di latte on top fresh, on the fresh basil and the fresh prosciutto, incredible.
Great. I'm glad you're enjoying
It's
it.
fantastic. I love it.
Cheers.
All the best.
Thank you.
Alf, what have you made here? What's this one?
Well, we've got a couple of vegetarians in our family.
Yeah.
So I've made a vegetarian one, which is caramelized, well, not caramelized, roasted mushrooms. And I'm about to put some goat's feta on that to finish that off. And this is another family favorite of mine, where I do some prosciutto, some salted fresh tomato, and some fresh basil.
It's like a panino.
Like a panino, exactly.
It's very refreshing.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites. It's really, really popular with my kids.
I must say, very impressive.
So I'm going to put a bit of buffalo mozzarella in there, just to finish that off.
And you can only create meals like this in a wood-fired oven. Unfortunately, you can't do something like this in a general household oven where the temperatures get to about 220 to 250 Celsius maximum. Dough like this is cooked at a very intense heat. So when you have a dough ball, and the more moisture in the dough ball, the better. And once you get a wet dough ball and put it into intense heat, as we spoke about earlier, where the steam inside the concrete can cause your oven to crack, what the steam does inside your dough, it makes your dough puff. And the more wet and the more water and the more steam, the puffier and lighter your dough and crunchier on the outside. This dough looks fantastic, Alf.
Thanks, Roberto.
Congratulations, congratulations.
So then what I do with this one is I cut it like little sandwich fingers. And when you're entertaining, it's a great little opener because everyone gets a little bit of a slice and a little bit of an appetizer.
Magnificent. Fantastic. I'll let you set up. Alf, once they're in the oven, what's the key?
So obviously the heat is intense on one side, so you want to turn the pizza around so it doesn't burn.
Yep.
And you want to try and achieve an even consistency of cooking right around the pizza. Yeah, on the crust.
Excellent. So boys, what do you think about Alf's pizza?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Lovely. Thank you. Yes, please. I'll have some wine. Thank you, Michael.
My pleasure, mate. Anytime.
Shouldn't we all be waiting for Alf to come and sit down and have a feed as well?
There's another one, guys.
So what do you do? He cooks, you all eat. Ah, sounds like fun. Salute. Alf, come on, mate. Have a glass.
Cheers. Cheers.
Have a glass.
Pour me a glass.
Here. Salute.
Cheers, everyone. Hope you're enjoying my pizza. And thanks, Roberto. Thanks for inviting me to your show.
And thank you. Thank you for sharing and caring.
It's all about
Bon
family.
appetit.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Until the next time.
Beautiful. And your wine, that's superb.
The wine's great, isn't it? Yeah, that's a Chianti from northern Italy.
Nothing like the Sicilian.
I've got some stuff from Sicily. I can pull one out for you later on if you like. I'll have to dig deep into the cellar to get a Sicilian wine, but I'll definitely pull one out. Salute, 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 salute.
So Alf, it was really a beautiful afternoon with you, mate. I really appreciate the time and effort you've gone. And I do say, your pizzas are fantastic.
Thanks, Rob.
Well done. It's been 4 years. I'm happy to come back in another 4 years to try again.
Yep.
But for now, I think we should eat.
Yep.
Enjoy the wine.
Yep.
And enjoy the family and the friends.
Cheers, everyone.
Nice to see everyone.
It's great to have family and friends around. Thank you. And how about a slice for the crew as well?
Let's feed the crew. Bon appetit.
Cheers.
See you next time. Thanks for watching the Pizza Oven Show, and we'll come back soon. Well, ciao for now.
Ciao.
Ciao for now.
Ciao.